Hi, Mickey here with Gfranco Shoes. Hope everybody is enjoying the Dallas Bachata Festival. I'm here today to talk to you about shoe care. So, to begin with, I will demonstrate with the woman's shoe. With any dance shoe, the typical dance shoe, they're made with suede at the bottom of the shoe. And to understand about care of shoes, you have to know why the suede is being used. So if you were to take a careful look at the bottom of the suede, you'll see that there's kind of on a new shoe, if you will, there's these hair follicles that are present on the top of the suede. And what that does is it allows the dancers to be able to spin on the floor, but not spin out of control. So you want to maintain that consistency. So as you dance on the shoes, they're going to start developing bare spots on here, meaning that the weight of the shoe placed on the foot starts crushing down the suede, and what happens to the suede is begins to flatten out. And with that being said, that's why we have to brush it. The brushing will effectively bring the hair follicles back to its closest to its original condition. You'll never be able to bring it back to perfect, but the idea is to keep it the hair follicles standing up. This is a shoe that has a little bit of stuff on it. It hasn't been used very much. It's only got a few marks on it. If any of you women, even the guys, when you pick up the bottom of your shoe, you can take a look at it. If you never brushed before, if you look underneath, you're not gonna be able to see the suede the way it is. So the idea is, as you get a brand new pair of shoes and you start dancing, you're gonna get these dull spots, and those dull spots gets wider and wider as you dance. When it gets to be about the size of, say, we'll call it your pinky finger, that's about the time you want to start brushing it. And the idea is that you don't want to always constantly brush it, because brushing it too much will just tear down the suede. And again, you're just trying to maintain it. If you let it get bigger than, say, your thumb, it gets worse, because as it flattens out, the spot gets wider and wider, and the center gets deeper and deeper, meaning it's going to be more difficult to brush as you let it sit longer and longer. So those of you who have never brushed your shoe before and you flip it up and it looks like a mirror, that can be brushed out. It'll just take a lot longer to do it, and I will just explain that later as I get the brush. But if you do it more often, and the rule of thumb is always try not to let it get bigger than the size of your thumb, and it's the time to do it's about the size of your pinky finger. That's a good place to brush. So all you're gonna do, there's different types of brushes that you can buy. And again, same with what what I'm recommending now. Everybody may have a different solution, and other companies might have other school of thought, and this is what we share with everybody else. And if you hear some, if you have a different way, understand, and it works for you, that's fine too. But this is what we suggest. So again, going back to the shoe itself, when you start getting those shiny spots on there, you're going to take a simple shoe brush, and there's different type of shoe brushes out there. And the kind that we sell here at Gfranco Shoes, you can see that here. It has a cover on it. We just lift it off. There's different type of grades of this brush here. It's steel, and if you can see real close here, it's really fine brushes. There are different kinds out there that have really thick bristles. We like to use these thin ones because, again, it's like I guess combing your hair. If you use a fine brush, you can get more of the different hairs combed, as opposed to using a very thick one with a few brushes and trying to comb through it. You're not going to get a nice brush out of it. So we preferably like to suggest using the finer ones like this. And again, the finer ones are lighter, so they don't dig into your shoe too much, and you just want to do it lightly. So taking us back to the shoe, you're going to look for those little dull spots, and you're going to probably skip those. You want to look for the ones that shine, and when you see those ones that shine, you're just going to take a brush and you're going to gently brush it, okay? And you don't have to grind into it. You just a light brush, hold it up to the light again. When that reflection is gone, it's done. So so that's what you need to do to get those shiny spots done. And people ask me, well, how often do you do it? And again, it's not so much how often, it's really whether or not you have those conditions where if you flip it up, you see something between a dime and a quarter size, and it's reflecting light. That's the time to do it. And if you forget and you find a big spot there, then you just know it's time to do it, and you just take a little longer to go through it. Now, I want to make a distinction too. So, again, this is about care of the shoe and having good functionality of the shoe. Again, you want to be able to get some grip on the floor, but be able to spin as well. So, what causes the shoe to slip is debris. So, what I like to do is also recommend they have these little brushes at the stores. There's different type of grades. It's hard for me to describe what this is like, because this is basically a medium feel here. So it's not too rough and it's not too light. And it's just a polyester type material here that you can buy at any, say, Target, Walmart kind of place. So it's a small brush and it's firm, okay, these bristles. So you just gently brush the bottom of your shoe, you're gonna get that dust off of there. That dust, what that does is it's not gonna damage your suede. What it's gonna do is remove all that dust out of your shoe so that you'll get that consistency that you need for the suede to be able to do what it's designed to do. So you keep the stuff off of it. No matter how well somebody sweeps their dance floor or wherever you're dancing, you're gonna get something in there. And you can just almost daily brush this like this if you wanted to, because it's not gonna really go into the suede itself, but just remove some of the particles on there. And these, of course, these Gfranco brushes can be purchased on our website. It's simple. It's basically $10, so it can be purchased and kept with you. And as long as you don't lose it, it'll last for at least the length of this shoe and 2 other ones. So what I'll just say, it's the same concept with the men's shoe. You'll have the same situation there with the bottom of the shoes. When you see those things, meaning that the light reflecting and the size I described, you just do the same kind of brushing lightly, and they'll take care of the shoes. You can use the same type of brush to get the debris out of there, and you'll always have the same kind of consistency in that suede each time. All right, so from brushing, I want to now move on to cleaning. We get a lot of questions from customers saying, "Oh, you know, how do I clean my shoes?" A lot of times it's the inside of the shoe that I hear that women ask, "How do you get these marks out of the shoe?" If that matters to you, cleaning any product, if you will, being a shoe, a car, or anything else, it's basically the same concept. You want to find the detergent that is the most gentle on it. So just to go into our Gfranco products specifically, the inside of the shoes for the men and women's shoes are all lined with microfiber. The microfiber is one of the most durable materials. It has many other characteristics, but one of them is the ability to stay clean and notwithstanding its durability. But so what I will go into is how you clean your microfiber on the inside. All you want to do is know that you're going to use a cleaner that's not harsh, and you want to use the least amount of water as possible. And the reason why you want to do that is because it's again the nature of dance shoes and perhaps some regular shoes as well, is that the dance shoes are primarily made with adhesive. And adhesive is temperature sensitive and moisture sensitive. So if you use too much water, that's gonna potentially cause your shoe to fall apart. So that's why you want to use a least amount of liquid as you can. So if you're going to get a detergent, a light amount of detergent, mix it a small amount of that in some water, and use a small rag, and you dip your rag and kind of squeeze it out, and then you can start brushing it. Again, it just takes time. You got to be patient with it, because the tendency, or maybe the inclination, is to use a lot of water, get through it, and wipe it off and clean it real fast. And that's just not the way to do it. You want to just take your time and use the damp cloth and just clean it with the detergent. And once that's done, the best thing to do is just air dry it. Leave it out and let air dry. It's not necessary to put it in the sun. You just want to put it in a moderate temperature area. And that's how you generally clean the microfiber. For fabric, same thing. You just find the detergent you want to use, and use the same method to clean around wherever you can. And I can't say that you'll be able to depends on what you've got on your shoe, but for the most part, you use that technique and get out most of any type of dirt, debris you get in there. And I probably should circle around to the brushing and the cleaning when I talk about this. I'm talking about it under the assumption that everybody's using their dance shoes in a dance studio environment where you have a beautiful dance floor that you can stay on and it's being cleaned off and on. I know there's a lot of people that may be dancing from home, and especially nowadays there might be people dancing outdoors. So again, take into consideration that this is under normal conditions if you're in a dance studio with a wood dance floor. If you're dancing in nightclubs, what we see quite a bit in some of these venues is the people come in and they've got junk on the bottom of their shoe. Bars are probably by far from what we've seen the worst, because they you get a film on there, it's nothing more than grease, and that grease is really difficult to get out. And the solution, if you even want to call it a solution, it's the brush, and you just have to slowly brush it till you can remove what you can. And there's no other way to really do it other than that. So again, under normal conditions, the way I've just explained it before in terms of brushing and cleaning, that will work for you. Just to take a half step back, when I did fail to say in terms of cleaning is it relates to the temperature. You want to use cold water. You definitely don't want to use hot. Even warm is okay, but definitely not hot water. Again, it's heat sensitive. The adhesive in here is heat sensitive. I'm going to go into more detail later on about how temperature affects dance shoes. But so again, cleaning, cold water. All right. So with that being said, what I'd like to do now is go over what we get often on over the years, and is dancers that come up to us and say, well, what do you do about the odor of your shoes? So what we did is, we carry these odor eating bags. Okay, so they're basically maybe a lot of you have already heard of these are charcoal bags, and here's a sample of it. It comes in a packet of 2. What we sell it for is what is it, $15? Of course, it can be bought online, and they're small enough to where you can actually just stick it in the shoe if you want, but they're designed so that you have your shoes and you put them in your shoe bag, and you just leave the shoe and the shoe odor eater inside the bag, and that takes care of the odor. So what's the beauty about charcoal, if you don't know, is that it's reusable. So this charcoal is a natural product that will absorb the odor, and then when you feel like it's not working as well anymore, you simply just take it outside, you throw it in the sunlight, and you leave it for at least 1 hour. And the longer you leave it, the better. But if you leave it a minimum hour, it will regenerate, and you can do that up to a year's time. So you can use these things up, continually refresh them in the sun over and over, and they do really well. Okay, so the next thing I want to cover is storage, storage of the shoes. I hear again, a lot of people come and tell us that we just leave our dance shoes in the car because I love dancing, and on the spur of the moment I'll just drive to the club and I'm gonna start dancing, so I want all my stuff there, my dresses, of course I'm leaning more towards the women that tell us this. So yeah, that's the case. You keep it in the car. Well, what happens is, I guess it kind of depends on where you live too. So this is relative to where you live, but the concept is what you probably need to know is that, again, temperature sensitive. Shoes are temperature sensitive, dance shoes, because of the adhesive. So say you live in a place that the temperature is, say, 100 degrees outside, Fahrenheit. That's going to bake your shoes as it sits in the car, because all that heat generating inside the car is just going to make the entire shoe warm up, and that's what breaks down the adhesive. It will take a long time for it to really break down that adhesive, but the worst part is if it's baking and then you take it out and start dancing with it, it's already in its weak state, and you start dancing and it puts that friction in there goes your suede. Everything starts falling apart on your shoe. So you definitely don't want to leave your shoes in your car if you don't live in an area that has moderate temperatures. Moderate is, say 40 degrees Fahrenheit, which is equivalent to 4 Celsius, or above 95 degrees, 35 Celsius. You want to keep it in between those the temperatures if you can. Anything above 95 or below 40, horrible for the shoes. So if you live in a snowy area, don't leave them in the car. You live in a super hot area, don't leave them in the car. Okay, you want your shoes to last. You're wondering why they fall apart. That's one of the reasons. Temperature sensitive. Some people ask, mainly people who are beginning to dance, they ask, okay, well, I heard you can't walk outside with your shoes. Well, everybody says that, we say that. Don't walk outside with your shoes. And it's best, don't walk outside with shoes, but maybe perhaps no one's ever explained why. And it goes back to everything I talked about today. It's not so much you can't walk outside, it's what you step in when you go outside. So what's bad for shoes? Moisture. If you walk outside and you get your shoe wet, there you go. You got the water in there, most likely it's going to seep through your bottom of your shoe, and then its potential of falling apart is very great. Now, that kind of gets you to the next question. It's like, well, what happens if I'm on a dance floor and somebody had a drink and spilled it on the ground? Well, yeah, that would happen. You get your shoe wet, the best thing you need to do, take them off right away, because once the water gets in there, you need it to dry before it starts breaking down, and air dry them. Once they're air dry, they should be okay. It's the combination of getting it wet and crushing it and moving it the same. It just works them apart and they fall apart. It's not the end of the world. They can be fixed. Any shoe cobbler can do it. Take it to a Gfranco corporate store or one of the congresses. We'll fix them as well. But again, going back to what I was talking about, if you're walking outside, don't wear your shoes. And if you happen to do it against recommendations and you step in water, take them off, walk barefoot, whatever you need to do if you want your shoes to last, and let them dry. Another thing is, when you walk outside, you pick up debris. So if you have to walk outside and you walk around, you're going to get debris on. I don't care where you walk outside, the floor is always dirty outside. There's wind blowing, there's dirt blowing no matter where you're at. So you got to take your brush and make sure you clean it off. And dance studios and whoever you dance with are going to appreciate that too, because you don't carry the debris into their dance floor. You step on rocks, not good too, because dance shoes don't have any support down here so you can flex. And because it's all flexible, you step on a rock, you're going to feel that right through your foot. So those are the reasons why you don't want to walk outside. And notwithstanding the safety of it, your shoes will last longer if you don't do that. All right, so same, I've been talking a lot and showing a lot the women's shoes. Men's shoes are the exact same thing. You walk outside, the suede on your shoe is gonna get damaged. With that all being said, Gfranco shoes, and I'm sure you can, those that you know us, we do make a lot of indoor-outdoor soles, and they are not suede. The bottom of the soles that we make for the indoor-outdoor sole are made to mimic suede. So going back to the first thing I said in the beginning, suede allows you to spin but not spin out of control. You need some sort of ability to control your moves, especially when you're doing choreography. You step one direction, you want to move the other way, you want to be able to move right away, so you don't want your foot to slip. Even a slight slip on the ground is going to affect your timing, so you're always overcorrecting and correcting your timing. So the suede, this indoor-outdoor sole, is allowing you to get that control. So in terms of cleaning it, the uppers are cleaned the same way. If it's fabric, you can clean it with a soft, non-harsh cleaner. Same thing. The bottoms don't need the brush. They're just regular polyurethane soles that, like any other type of plastic material, if you will. So these are great for walking outside. So guys and girls, if you like that, guys, we have a lot of these. Unfortunately, we're still working on developing for women, but we do have at least 2 styles of women dance shoes that have indoor-outdoor soles, which is the Chicago, and we have the Cage at this point, which are the 2 that are featured in the indoor-outdoor sole. And if you go to our website, you can go to Men or Women. At the top, there's a menu say indoor-outdoor sole. You can click those for those things. All right, so hopefully this was very informative, helpful to everybody. Again, if you have any further questions about anything I said, or you just have any general questions, I encourage you to contact Gfranco Shoes, and best way is to email us at support@gfranco.com. All right, everybody, thank you, and have a good time at the Dallas Bachata Fusion Festival.
Hi everybody, this is Gladys Franco with Gfranco shoes. Right now we're trying to going to give you some tips of what to buy and how to buy it, and how to be smart when you're buying your first pair of shoes. So we have different types of shoes. So right now I'm going to show you the different heels we carry and how to find the perfect shoe for you. Right now we have 3 different heels. We have a 3.5, we have a 4-inch heel in some of them, we have a 3-inch, and we have a 2.5-inch heel. If you never have worn high heels, I recommend you to start with a 2.5-inch heel. If you are used to wearing heels, I would recommend you to start with a 3. The way you stand on the shoe and the location of your center changes with the heel sizes. A lot of people ask us why they cannot start in the 4-inch heel. If you never have done shoes, but you say, well, I always wear 4-inch heels, I always go dancing with them, and I don't have a problem. The difference is when you have dance shoes, the dance shoes are really flexible. When you have regular shoes, when you go up, the shoe goes up with you. When you have dance shoes, when you go up, the heel goes up. So now you don't only have a 4-inch heel, maybe you have a 4 or a 5 or a 6-inch heel because of the way the shoe is designed. So that's why we always recommend to beginners to start with the 3-inch heel or the 2.5. So these are our different types of shoes. So these are our 3 heel sizes for this. This is one of our most famous shoe. A lot of performance and a lot of people love it. The thing is, this shoe flexes great. So when you are pointing your shoes, you can point them really well. The separation of the straps, it helps you, so it will help you so you can point your toes better. When you have too much fabric, so that is the difference between having a performance shoe and having a social dancing shoe. The performance shoe, you can point your toes really well, they flex really well. The less strap, the less fabric, the easier it is to point your shoes. But when you have a social dancing shoe like this one, you can see that it's harder. Why? Because the fabric is holding. There is the same construction in both of them, but because this one has too much fabric in the top, it's not allowing you to flex it. It flexes, but it will not allow your feet to flex as well. So this is the difference between a social dancing shoe and a performance shoe. So also the difference, a lot of it is also the construction. The performance shoes, they usually do crisscross in the front, and they hold you from the arch. In that way, when you are pointing your toe, the shoe is holding you and it's helping you so you can do a better arch with it. It's better when you tie them across your arch, because it will hold it there and it will help you to do what you wanted to do when you're doing a performance. So these are the shoes. We have a lot of different styles of shoes. We have a lot of social dancing shoes that they are like more fashionable. You know, they have a lot of new designs that we follow the trends that they are happening in the fashion industry, and that's how we design our shoes. We always try to make them comfortable. That's the main thing about our shoe. We want our shoe to be comfortable. So we have a lot of padding in our shoes, in most of our social dancing shoes. So it will help you so you can dance longer. A lot of people, you know, you don't go and dance for 1 hour. You go and dance for 4 hours. And then if you don't have the right type of shoe, it can hurt you afterwards. So try to like always, you know, always you want to try to wear a dance shoe because they are designed for that, and it will help your feet not to get hurt as bad. So we have a lot of really good products right now. So we have our dance shoes, like you can see. We also have our apparel and our performance wear. So a lot of the pieces we have, they're separate. So you can have like the top, this is our performance top, is a leotard. You can see it. And then we have our skirts. So you can change the skirts if you want something different. So you can have this one that has, the red. We also have it in black. We'll have some with ruffles. We have some with like different type of styles depending on what you're looking for. So those are one of our most pieces that we really like. When I designed this line, I decided that I used to perform with some teams, and it was so hard to try to do the customs. For us, it was take forever. This way, we have all your sizes available, and you just can order it, and you can have it within a week or two, and then you just can go and perform the next day. So you don't have to wait about like sizing. You just make sure that you pick your right size, and then from there you just like put the pieces together and make it. We have everything from head pieces to earrings to the fishnets. We also have men's line too, so of performance wear. So you just go and pick it. We have like white shirts, and we have tuxedo shirts. We have or velvet long sleeve. We also have pants that you can actually buy and put it together, and the next day you go and perform with your teams all by yourself. So one of the things we actually want to talk to you about is fit. You need to make sure your toes are all the way to the front of the shoe. What happens is when your toes track when you're pointing your feet, you're going to have a little space in the front. So that's why most of the shoes, they need to be all the way, when you're putting it, they need to go all the way to the front. So when you point, you don't have that much space, and it will make your lines look longer. Okay. Well, so this is some of the products we have. We also have, so like you can see our performance line, like right over here. We have all the tan shoes, of course, but they're like different ones. So we have, depends what you're looking for. So a lot of people, they like this. This has a double strap, so it will help you. I have one of our sponsored dancers wearing this one, and one of the straps come off, but because she was doing a lot of tricks, but because she has the second strap, it didn't stop her. She continued. So this is a really good shoe. You can see it has a really good heel, and it's chunky, so it will hold you really well. This is our biggest seller. This is our sole shoe. This is our standard. Has like the little knot in the front, and it has a lot of straps. These straps, they actually stitch only in the front part, in this part, so it will help you so they don't come apart and your toes don't come out. So this is another of our shoes. It's similar to that one, but it's only with one strap. The way we like, when you are strapping your shoe, you need to make sure that it's super tight. They need to be like, when you pull the strap as tight as you can, pull it and then hook it to your, to the hook over here, that is our easy release hook. You can see it. It has a little hook in here. So when you pull it like that, and then it just hooks on. When you want to take it off, don't take it off from your buckle. Take it off from the strap, because what happens when you pull the strap, it stretches and it helps you to release it easier. So those are our dance shoes for performance. So now let's talk about practice shoes. So a lot of people, they have their regular practice shoes, that is their tan shoe. Usually they don't have rhinestone, because you want to save your good rhinestone shoes for performance or for social dancing. You don't want to use your rhinestone shoes to do practice. So that's why a lot of people, you can see them, they practice with this type of shoe. That is our tan color shoes, and those are great for practice and also for performance, because it will make your legs look longer. Another type of practice shoe is this one. We have a new practice shoe named the Fit. So it flexes really, really well. It has a split sole, and it has like it feels like you're barefoot. It's amazing. We really love it. We have it for men and for women. So we have it in the black with black fabric and black with this neon. It's really good. highly recommended. Another shoe that we are everybody loves too is our Cuban Flex. Again, it flexes really well. It has a little bit of a heel, so it helps you with the center of your when you're dancing, and it will help you with like your performance too. So it's also split sole, like you can see, and it's the material is really well. It's really nice. We really like it. It's kind of like almost like the wetsuit material. It's really cool. So, and it helps you, it holds you really well. When you buy dance shoes, you have to make sure they are nice and snug. They don't have to be super tight that you are dying, but they have to be nice and snug because all dance shoes, they stretch out. So if you buy a dance shoe that is comfortable since the beginning, after 2 weeks, your dance shoe is going to be too stretched out and it's going to be hard to hold you in. And it start like moving, your feet are going to start moving around. So make sure when you, I know it is hard, but try to find, buy your shoes that they are nice and snug. So when they stretch out, you still have them for a long time. Okay, now let's talk about men's shoes. Okay, the ones we just talked about, they were men's and women's. They're practice shoes. And another really good shoe for guys that we always recommend is the Standard Flex. Again, it points really well. It's really comfortable and it has like a lot of padding, so it will help you with your dancing, and also it will help you for performances. But also, it's a great practice shoe and social dancing shoe. This is one of our biggest sellers for bachateros. A lot of bachateros, they don't like to wear tight. So whenever you buy a shoe like this, they need to be nice and snug, because remember, you don't have little shoelaces to tie it up. So it has to be nice and snug, so no, when you're dancing, you don't kick the shoe over there and the shoe flies out. Okay, finally, now that we're in with all the COVID and stuff like that, we have made some special masks for you, because now masks are also a fashion statement. So we have all these different types of masks. Check us out on our website, gfrancoshoes.com, and you can see the different styles we have. We have a lot of rhinestone masks like this one, Bachatera and Sansera. That they have a lot of rhinestone. They're super cute. Highly recommended. Double two fabrics, and it has a little packet for the filter. And then we have this one. These ones are triple layer, and they don't have a filter, but they have a triple layer, and they're amazing. They're really cute. We also have our bachatera, and we also have bachatero in case you guys want it. And again, it has the packet for your filter. So also we get this thing. This is called Breathe Easy. So what it is you put it in your face before you put your mask on. So what happens when you are dancing and then you put this thing on, you can breathe, and it's easier, because the another day I was dancing with somebody and I was dying. So, and if you don't have it, you can see how my mouth gets in. But when I have this thing, just breathe easy. When I breathe, it doesn't allow the fabric to hit and get into my mouth. So it's highly recommended. I use it another day and I love it. I love it highly. And whenever we're traveling, I use it a lot, because again, I have to be with people, and all the time I have to be wearing a mask. So that has helped me a lot to so I can dance and I can talk to people without dying. So another thing we have for the mask is these holders. So you can pick one of our masks, check out our website, and then we have these holders that you put, because I always forget my mask when I'm in the car. So like I get out of the car and I forgot my mask. I have to go back and get it over there. So what I did is I make this thing. So it has two little hooks that you can adjust, put it in your mask, and then you just put it like that, and then you just let it down, and then you just have your cute mask in there. And when I don't even notice it, I'm driving, and then when I get out, I just I already have it with me. So I just go here and then I just put it on, and then you can see we have this is salsera. Most of our masks, they have adjustments, and again, we with their um, they have adjustment and they have the packet for the filter. So check us out. Also, one of the things we want to let you know is now we are open in Canada. So the shipping is way, way, way less expensive than before. So now you can go to our Canada website, gfrancoshoes.ca, and the shipping is normal, regular shipping from Canada to Canada. Also, another one, we also are open in China. We have our warehouse and our website in China for people that they are like in Singapore, they are in Japan, or they are in Korea or Taiwan. We can ship it directly from China, from our office in China, and the shipping is way cheaper, way, sometimes cheaper than over here. So highly recommend it. So it's gfrancoshoes.cn, and so that's our website for China. So check us out. We have a lot of stuff there. We have most of our stuff are involved in Canada, and they are also in China. Check our websites, check our products. We're here to help you, anything you need. And you know, I miss all of you guys. I wish I was in the Congress and see you, all of you guys. But from here with the bottom of our hearts, we love to see you again soon and see you in the dance floor.